Demonstrations continued overnight in Indianapolis. A small group sitting on the Soldiers and Sailors Monument and Monument Circle and talking with officers about the change they're fighting for. During the day, a smaller group of protesters occupied the circle and walked to Mass Ave. Our Alyssa Donovan is live at the circle this morning, where a few protesters, as we mentioned, were still out there early this morning. They are not giving up this fight, Alyssa.
That's right, Meredith. It was just about 10 to 15 people out here. They had a megaphone. They were leading chants. They had climbed up onto the monument here, the Soldiers and Sailors Monument, to spread their message and continue this morning. Now, they've just dispersed in the past hour or so here, so things have quieted down for now, but we are expecting more protests later today and into the weekend. Indianapolis Fire Department shared video with us of about those 10 to 15 protesters that stood their ground overnight here at Monument Circle. Keep in mind that curfew that we did have in place a few nights this week had been lifted, so these protesters were not breaking any rules, just peacefully continuing to share their message. The overnight group, a continuation of protests that took place on Thursday afternoon and evening. Protesters on Thursday marched from the Circle to the State House and over to Mass Avenue. Protests in Minneapolis over George Floyd have fueled much of these local protests, but we spoke to one of the organizers who says this is also about John Reed. He wants to continue protesting on behalf of Reed and his family.
I'm letting them know exactly what his mother wants, what her demands are, and keeping that before people, reminding people of that, but also reminding them of what that mother had to go through. No mother should have to do that, no parent, period. But we've got to make sure that the message is clear. IMPD must tell the truth.
And we've learned that protests will continue today. Protesters are set to meet at Northwest District headquarters at 4 o'clock this afternoon. That's where the officer involved in the John Reed case would have reported to after the shooting. Now, Mayor Joe Hogsett has indicated that that curfew that was in effect earlier this week will likely go back into effect and be reinstated tonight and Saturday night. We're expecting to hear more from the mayor later today on plans for this weekend, as we are expecting more protests to continue. Reporting live, Alyssa Donovan, RTV6.